Good evening to all my friends, family, fellow Americans, people of Mars, and other planets that may be listening in right now. We are a country divided, and I'm here to talk about it. I came across a video today of the amazing Patrick Bet David. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Thank you. It's the American flag. The American flag. So I came across this video of Patrick Bet David today. Amazing video, and I'm going to share it with you. Because what's up, Chuck Studebaker? Ro. I want to share this video with you because I think that it's a great video. And I think that we can all benefit from listening to a different perspective. What's up, Scott? Ricard is in the house. Hello, Jennifer up in Canada, eh? JJ Coolin, I agree. I don't think you will either, but you know, there's a lot of people that disagree with that, and that's okay. That's why we have elections. That's why we have disputed elections. That's why we have a legal system. That's why we have the United States of America, Constitution of the United States of America. That pesky little thing that gets in the way all the time. You know, but anyway, so I want to share this video from Patrick Bet David that I saw today. And man, I think it is absolutely incredible. Leanne Isaacson, how are you guys doing down there in Australia? God bless America. I agree. Hey, Glow, how are you? Good to see you. Robert, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Laura, yes, I spent all day making this flag behind me. I did. Nicole, how are you? So look, I realized that I titled this to get your attention. I wanted you to hop on here. I want to share this video that Patrick Bet David did. I think that it's incredibly important that we all really think about this. What's up, Glenn Bill? Indiana in the house. Kentucky in the house. What's up, Angela Brooks? Love that woman right there. Robin, it's great to see you. Robert saw the video. Yeah, it's a 14-minute video I'm going to share with you guys. I think that it is incredible. So I want to share this with you. You guys hang tight. How about this? How about I share the video with you and then we talk about it? Drop a 1 if you're down with that. Drop a 1 if you are down with that. PA in the house begging for a recount. Good. Needs to be a recount. I agree. Brian Hess, Angela, Nicole lives in Kentucky. Cindy's in Kentucky. I'm in Ohio. We got Brian Hess over in the Pittsburgh. We got Indiana in the house. We are bloody hot. Have a 99-degree day today, and it's not even summer. Wow. Okay, got some 1s popping. All right. So I am going to do this. I'm going to do this. Let me share this video with you. It's Patrick Bet David. He is the CEO of somebody help me out. What the heck's he the CEO of a big insurance company? The dude is normally rolling around in his Rolls Royce We got Mr. Doug Wing in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Representing Mississippi, MISSISSIPPI. I still remember that from school. So you're going to want to watch that video. I posted the link to Ken. Where valuetainment. That's it. That's it. So, all right, look. Cindy says it's going to get hot in the USA. So let's just talk about this. Let's watch this video and then let's talk about it. So here we go.
At this point of the game, you've probably seen Joe Biden's picture all over the place with Kamala Harris, president-elect, 46th president on ABC, CBS, Fox, CNN, everywhere. And you're probably, all of you that are watching this, fall in one of three different camps. The first camp are those who are excited to see Trump no longer being president. Every post you saw, you loved it. Every single meme you saw, you loved it. Every time somebody said Joe Biden's out, you loved it. When Van Jones started crying, you loved it. When you saw the jokes, you loved them because you cannot stand Trump. You don't like Trump. You don't like his style. You don't like what he stands for. You don't like what he says. You just cannot stand Trump. That's the first group. The second camp are those who love Trump. You love it. You believe voter fraud did take place. You watch all the videos from Project Veritas. You watch every single one of the interviews that was sent around by one of the three-star general talking about what's going on with this Hammer software that was used and who owns it. You are one of those guys that you couldn't believe that Trump lost. There's no way in the world this happened. There was definitely fraud taking place, and you can't wait for Giuliani to do his part. And you think Trump is still going to stay as president. Then there's the third camp. Those of you who simply want to move on. You're somebody that's saying, look, honestly, it could be left, it could be right. I just want to make sure the right votes are counted. I want to make sure there was no voter fraud. And I want to make sure we announce it already so everybody can move on because everyone's waiting for a decision. I'm going to give you my thoughts on what's happened since the election. I've had a lot of different conversations with investors, with money people, with 17,000 agents that work in my company, with my employees, with people who are entrepreneurs around the world, with random calls, politicians that you would know their names, billionaires that you would know their names. I've had many conversations to process this with them. And I'm going to give you my point of view. You may or may not like it. You may not agree with it. But I don't wake up in the morning wanting to make more friends. That's not my goal in life. I wake up in the morning saying this is PBD. You like it, great. You don't like it, I totally understand it. Sometimes I don't like myself. Sometimes I don't agree with my views. But it's my life. It's what I've experienced. It's why I believe in what I believe in. So, couple things. Number one, I lived in Iran. And in Iran, we saw how a great nation all of a sudden fell. So as a Middle Eastern, if you ever have any Middle Eastern friends in your life, we're a little bit more skeptic than the average person. Why? Because Iran went from heaven, being one of the top 3 countries in the world for tourism, to overnight. When's the last time you thought about taking your family to Iran for vacation? I don't think you've had that on your list, unless if you're Iranian. What happened? People got naive. People got manipulated. People fell for a lot of different campaigns. The divisive campaign worked. And Iran is not better today than it was 55 years ago. It's not. Some people who say it's better today, it's not better today than it was 45 years ago. Tourism is not high. People don't wake up in the morning saying, I want to go to Iran. It's a different life. So I'm naturally skeptical when I see what's going on in America and how divisive it is with issues that don't really exist. For example, remember when 9/11 first took place? I'm 6'4.5". I'm tall. I look like somebody that could be related to the folks who did what they did to the World Trade Center. And I remember during that time, I would go meet with clients and they would say, where are you from? I would say, I'm from Iran. Where are you from again? I'm from Iran. Huh. Okay. I remember one family specifically said, I'm sorry, we don't want to do business with you because we just, with everything that's going on in America right now, we're a little bit uncomfortable about it. And we just don't feel comfortable doing business with you. I'm sorry. I hope you don't take it personally. I'm like, no, I kind of get it. And I walked up. Did I have some experiences being discriminated at airports? People intentionally, like a series of 7 times in a row, they kind of went through and security check. Yeah, I experienced that. Did I amplify that and scream it off the top of my lungs for people to feel sorry for me? No, I didn't do that. Why? Because I don't see myself as a victim. Okay, I just don't. And did I go to other people and other people say, oh, poor Patrick, that's exactly what's happening. You're being discriminated. I'm not being discriminated. I understand why somebody would be a little bit concerned about me because it is true. The folks that did what they did were from the Middle East, and I am from Middle East. And I understand why you would think something like that. It's totally fine. It happened in the military as well. I get it. I don't like seeing people use situations like that to divide. My parents, they got a divorce. And as a kid, I would sit there and I would watch both sides of the family play the games. And I saw how they divided my parents. I saw how my mom and dad got divided simply by in-laws from both sides that would just put fuel on the fire, to divide. And I was disgusted by it. This is why I don't talk to any of my relatives, except for my mom, my dad, my sister. Those are my main priorities. Everybody else is secondary because all of them were like CNN and Fox dividing my family. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. I don't keep in contact with them, just so you know this. I don't wake up in the morning saying, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. No. I remember as a kid, and every kid would have liked to see his parents be together. But look, it is what it is. So I look at America in a different way, in a complete different way. I also don't think it's the end of the world. There's a lot of people that think it's the end of the world. There are people that call me that were delirious almost, like, oh my gosh, World War III is about to begin and things are going to go upside down. What are we going to do with this? And I'm going to be taxed 100%. You're not. You are not going to be taxed 100%. How could you say that, Pat? You don't care about this stuff. I don't care about that stuff. You don't know my life on how hard I work to make sure the message of capitalism is protected around the world. I work probably just as hard as anybody else in the world that's spreading the message of capitalism. I don't know if there are people that are working harder to spread the message of capitalism in different audiences for people to say, never thought about it that way. Never thought about it that way. Never thought about it that way. You know what? I want to protect capitalism. I'm going to be one of those guys that's going to be doing whatever he can to fight for that message for as long as I'm alive. I'm going to do that part and I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to do it in many different ways. And I have a lot of different plans. And you better believe I don't just have my next 5 moves. I probably have my next 50 moves mapped out on what I'm going to be doing. But let me talk to that group, the group that thinks it's the end of the world. Listen, I fully believe Clinton is the reason why we had a President Bush, GW. I fully believe George Bush is the reason why we got an Obama. I fully believe Obama's the reason why we got a Trump. And I fully believe Trump and his camp is the reason why we may have a Joe Biden. Not over yet until he concedes and he goes, Biden gets up and he gives the inauguration and they have to somehow, some way get Trump to leave the White House. Until that day when it happens, and by the way, you may be watching this and announcement's already been made. It is what it is. But I have a feeling Biden is a byproduct of Trump. Trump is a byproduct of Obama. Obama is a byproduct of Bush. Bush is a byproduct of Clinton. Clinton's a byproduct of Senior. Senior's a byproduct of Reagan. Reagan did a great job. His replacement became the president. That's a reflection of the fact that America was so happy with Reagan that they said, we'll take his VP. That's what happens. When you're a great president, they take your VP, right? Immediately, they take your VP. So where are we at today? If Biden comes out and he goes way too strong with his policies, they will lose midterms. And if they lose midterms, Congress, because Pelosi lost a lot of people and a lot of conservative Republican Congress women went in, and it was a massive switch that took place on Congress. That's not going to be good for them because they're not going to be able to do as much as they want to be able to do. On the other hand, there are the runoff, the 2 Senate seats that's in runoff right now. 50 Republican senators won, 48 Democrat, 2 in Georgia. We will not know until first week of January. And there's going to be tens of millions of dollars of money being spent by both Republicans and Democrats to make sure those seats are on their side. Maybe even more than close to presidency because it's that important, right? Okay. But let me give you my final thoughts here for everybody else. When Kobe scored 60 points, I was crying like a little baby on his last game. I'm like, oh my gosh, freaking awesome. My guy scored 60 points. You know my relationship with Kobe. When Jordan retired the first time, I was a kid. Like, you got to be kidding me. Dun, 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 dun. Tonight, Chicago Bulls, and Michael Jordan will be facing off the Phoenix Suns and Charles Barkley. I mean, if you know that sound, you know what I'm talking about. Jordan's going to be gone. Magic said AIDS. I was devastated as a kid. The Dodgers just won, game 6 against the Rays. I was at the game. I was like, I took my kids. It was amazing, right? If you candidate won, you celebrate. Awesome. If you candidate lost, you're annoyed. Fine. You're not always going to win. But if you come from the standpoint of thinking you're devastated, that means you're helpless. what you're saying indirectly is, I don't control the direction of my life. And you do. Somebody may say, what are you talking about, Pat? What are you talking about? Just America is going to go to shambles. No, it's not. Yeah, yes, it is. You can't say this kind of stuff. You are the problem, Pat. Look, California screwed up during coronavirus. What happened? A lot of people left California. Hate to break it to you. New York screwed up during coronavirus. Cuomo didn't do a good job. Neither did Newsom. People left California. $336 billion of wealth left New York. You know how I know that? I was in Palm Beach the last 3 days. You know who I talked to? Realtors. I was with the #1 realtor for 3 days looking at a lot of different properties. And you know what he told me? So many billionaires are buying 50, 40, $30 million homes left and right in Palm Beach. I looked at a $135 million home that's going on the market this week with a $40 million painting in the house just to show what's Trump's former house. I got a tour of it yesterday. I got a tour of it yesterday. What's your point, Pat? If America screws up, there are going to be some people that are going to look elsewhere. A lot of people that are getting up there saying, well, you know, I'm going to leave America. Those are the talkers, all of Hollywood. If Trump gets elected, I'm leaving America. No, you're not. And then there's the other guys on the other side. If Biden gets elected, I'm leaving America. No, you're not. It's not there yet. They're not yet. However, I was talking to Newt Gingrich. I said, Newt, question for you. He says, what? I said, what do you think about what's going on with Fox? You know, do you think Fox is also going left? He says, it doesn't matter if Fox goes left. I said, what do you mean it doesn't matter if Fox goes left? He says, if Fox goes left, the Republican audience doesn't go away. They just go to a channel that gives the perspective they want to hear. They're going somewhere. Huh. Interesting. What does this mean? Whatever happens to America, California, New York, Texas, wherever you live, it doesn't matter. The innovators, the disruptors, the creators, the workers, those who constantly find a way to improve, those who constantly put all their success and failures on themselves, they're going to find a home. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. An organization can totally screw up. The talented people of that company don't disappear. They find a home. You understand what I'm saying to you? They're going to find a home. So it's not the end of the world. Yes, it's annoying for some of the people. But don't forget, some of you guys that are annoyed, you were doing backflips 4 years ago when Trump won. You remember all those videos that were going viral? So you're not going to win the World Series every year. You're not going to win the Super Bowl every year. But I also hope we don't get the divisive side. That's my biggest concern. I don't like the games I'm seeing happening with media and politicians. That concerns me the most. If you follow my content, you know who I am. You already know what things I talk about. My thoughts with China, Iran, my thoughts with taxes. You already know my thoughts. But that's my message to you. 2021 is around the corner. And whoever's going to be president, I sure hope you have more plans of how you're going to improve, how you're going to map out your next 5, 10, 15 moves than what a Biden's going to be doing. It's on you. Trump is not going to go do the work for you. Neither is Biden. Trump's not going to read books for you. Neither is Biden. Trump's not going to go out there and learn a new skill set. Neither is Biden. You're going to still have to do that work. You've heard this message all over the place. I'm not the first person telling you this. But some of you are going to take this and run with it. So, if you like this message, great. If you didn't like this message, great. If you took anything from it, great. But that's where I'm at with what's taking place right now in the economy. And if you're wondering what I think Trump's going to be doing after he loses, let's just say he loses presidency, what I think Trump will do, that's what's really important for some of you guys to be thinking about, what Trump will do. Click over here to watch that. It's a 24-minute clip, part one of the podcast I did last week where Adam asked me, Pat, what do you think will happen if Trump loses? It's a very interesting dialogue that you may want to hear. Aside from that, have a wonderful week, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.
So there you have it from Patrick Bet David. Hey, and Cherry Cola. I love your name, by the way. I love that name. What a really cool name. I agree. It's definitely not over. Definitely not over. There are lawsuits that have been filed. There's investigations. There's all the stuff. We all know about it. And I've moved over. I'm using Parler. I'm using a lot of I'm using a lot of different things. But here's the thing. Regardless of what happens, I'm still planning on rocking my life. I'm still planning on tearing up what I'm doing. I'm still planning on helping a lot of people. I mean, a lot. That's my goals are huge. I don't think Biden's going to get elected. I do not think Biden will get elected. I don't, but whatever. I don't look, I care. I cast my vote. I care. But it goes back to the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I can only do what I can do. I cannot control what network. I mean, and just so we're clear, in case there's any confusion on anyone's part, I see that we have Ben Rowe on here from Australia. Where's Ben? Ben says Trump 2020. Ben's in Australia and he's rooting for Trump. I love it. But here's the thing. Look, network television stations do not call elections in the United States. Maybe they do in some other weird other world, I don't know, but not here. They don't. They can try, they can do what they're doing. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, the Electoral College votes on December 14th. They cast their vote. And if there's still issues, then it goes to Congress. And then, there's a lot. There's the 12th Amendment. There's the 14th Amendment. There's things that if you don't know about it, you should research it, do your own research, and just relax. Let things run their course. Let it run its course. So it does, but my point, and I'm with Patrick Bet David 1,000%. 1,000%. If it comes down after every last thing has been exhausted and they can't prove fraud and they can't and all of that stuff, and Biden gets in, my life's not changing. My life's not going to change. In fact, if it does do anything, it's going to cause me to be on higher alert, work way harder, bringing more and more and more to the people that I love and that I help on a weekly, daily basis. The people that my life is about helping other people. And look, if you're here in the United States and you think the president of the United States is what's going to make you or break you, you are completely mistaken. You are what's going to make you or break you. Not the president, not your local congressman, not your mayor, not your. Can they make life more difficult? Absolutely. They can make it a little more difficult, but just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Here in the United States of America, we have something called the Constitution. Some people consider it a pesky little thing that gets in their way, and I get that. But we have the Constitution, and it's been well thought out. There are amendments to the Constitution because things came up and they're like, oh, geez, we didn't think about that. We didn't think about that. But this isn't something that's new. This isn't, I mean, Trump knew about this 3 years ago when he created a brand new federal agency that most people don't even know, you're not even aware of. People are freaking out and they don't even know about this new federal agency. And you can leave this stream right now and go look it up. It's CISA.gov. Go look it up. It's the Cyber Information Security Agency or something like that. And He literally created this agency to protect the 2020 election. That was the reason he created the agency 3 years ago. They got this. They got it. Like and again, if they can't prove fraud, then Biden wins. Okay. Once everything's gone through, the Electoral College casts their votes and they say Biden is the winner, Biden's the winner. And guess what? Life goes on. Life goes on. And you can get all pissy and moany and whiny and think that the entire world is going to come crashing down on you, or you can work harder, do what you have to do to take care of your family, build your business, build your life, build your income, build everything up. So the next time that we have an election, you can afford to kick in some cash. You can afford to go out and do your thing and help your candidate, whoever it is. But at the end of the day, Sherry Ame is on. Hey, Sherry, I love Sherry. She's a dear, dear friend of mine. But at the end of the day, like Patrick Bet David just said in that video, and if you didn't see it, I encourage you to go to Patrick Bet David and just look him up on Facebook. You'll find the video that he did today. Look him up and check it out, because what he says in that 14 minutes is absolutely spot on. And you get to decide. Again, Biden ain't my president-elect. I feel like one of the guys that Trump ain't my president. Look, he's not president-elect yet. Television networks don't call elections, and I think all of us on here are smart enough to know that. Like I said, after the Electoral College votes on December 14th, if they determine on December 14th that Biden, in fact, did win, then he wins. And guess what? My life goes on. I continue to work. I continue to push. I continue to help people. That's it. That's it. Worst case scenario, I mean, the dude's, I don't know about his cognitive abilities, but, you know, in 4 years, there will be somebody else. And I think a lot of us on here have been around long enough to know that we go through these cycles. We go through these cycles. Man, I'm telling you, most of my friends could not believe it when Obama got elected. We couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I didn't vote for Obama. I didn't. Sorry, but I didn't. Doesn't mean I hate the guy. Just means I didn't vote for him. He's not my guy. He's just not. Doesn't mean that I thought Mitt Romney was a good choice either, because I don't think he was. Mark says, are you really as batshit crazy as you seem? Yes, I am, actually. I am. So thanks for being on here, Mark. So look, if after the Electoral College votes, if they determine that Biden's the winner, he's the winner. There's nothing I can do about that. I can just go, you know what? I'm just going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to keep building my business. I'm going to keep helping the people that I help on a daily basis. And if Trump is the winner, guess what? I'm going to keep building my business. I'm going to keep helping the people that I help. I'm going to keep growing my business and helping more and more people. It's not going to matter. People that think that the president of the United States is going to save them or break them, get a grip. For real, get a grip. And that's all I have to say. Go check out Patrick Bet David on Facebook. Watch the video that he created. It was absolutely a brilliant, brilliant video. So I appreciate all of you that have been on here. Thank you to anyone who shared this out. Look, focus on building your life. Build your life. Build, if you own a business, build your business. If you don't own a business, be the best you can be in your job or your chosen career. Don't let your entire life, don't let all of your energy, don't let all of it hinge on the outcome of an election. You can, but that's just going to provide you a platform to have a very miserable existence. That's all I got to say. Appreciate you guys, all of you. Love you all. Thank you for being on here, and I will see you all later. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you. JJ Coolin, it really doesn't. I'm telling you, I've never gotten like a phone call from any president ever in my 52 years on this planet. I've never gotten a phone call from a president saying, hey, Ken, appreciate who you are, and I've decided I'm just going to go ahead and take care of your bills for you. What you got, dude? What do you need? How much to take care of your bills for you, dude? It's never happened. Never gonna happen. And yes, Eric Cornelius, I love you too, brother. Phil, I always forget how this Jilks. Phil Jilks. That's it. Robert Brooker, my other Canadian brother up there. So look, go build your life, build your business. Ben says I can get Trump to call you. That's awesome. Hey, I appreciate you all. I love you all. I mean that. Even my haters, the guy, James Mark, where is he? Or is it Mark James? That said I'm batshit crazy. That's awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Gotta love your haters. I don't know why he said that, but okay. Hey, you guys have a great night. Thank you for being on here. I appreciate it. See you later.